Hello and welcome to week 3 of our mindset topic. And this week's topic is find your why. So finding your why, what is it about? Honestly speaking, 1 year ago I had no clue what my why is. I was working as a sales manager and team leader, and I had responsibility for around about 20 people. I was traveling the world and I was feeling quite great with that. But then I met a person who was asking me, Lilli, what's your why referring to your career? Or why are you doing all that stuff, traveling, motivating people, building up structures and teams? And this was the first time when I asked myself, well, that's a good question. What is my why? And the other question is, what is the why? So why are we talking about the why, and especially in a career concept? So you are an employee, you are a manager, team leader, a customer service employee, an administrative employee, it doesn't matter who you are. Have you ever asked yourself about your why? Why are you going from Monday to Friday into the office, to your workplace? Why are you traveling for the company you are working for? Why are you passionate about the product or the service the company is offering? And what do you want to leave as a legacy, as a step, as a sign in the company or in the position you are? So talking about my experience, I was so passionate about building up teams, bringing in structure and bringing in tools and traveling the world internationally. But why? Because I loved to see the result at the end, that the people were motivated, the people were behind the project, and that the people were behind the product and the service my former employee was offering. But ask yourself, use the time and sit down and try to find out your why. So there are different whys. Of course, you can start with your personal why. So why are you the person you are? Or what makes you the person you are? But going really into the career concept, because we are talking here about the Compagneur career strength. So what is your why within the company, within your position, within your job profile? What do you want as a result of your work, power and your time invest? And as soon as you have it, write it down, make a 3-sentence out of it and put it into your CV. And especially put it on LinkedIn, because this is like, if you go into the marketing area and into the personal branding area, this is your personal brand. Your why is your personal brand, and try to make it short and understandable for everybody. And if you are searching for a new job or you want to become an authority within your industry and your branch, then you should definitely put it on LinkedIn and have it always like an elevator pitch ready to tell the people if somebody is asking you, well, what are you doing? And if you have 3 or 4 sentences about your why, that's your pitch.
Welcome back to another session of the Compagneur program. So we're in the month of mind setting. It's the first topic. Why is it the first topic? Because of course it is good, it's important to start out any program in the year or whatever deadline you have with the proper mindset. And one of the subtopics in the mindset session is sitting here next to me. This is my interview partner, and that interview partner is called Finding Your Why. It goes without saying that when you are self-employed, you're an entrepreneur, you're out there on your own and in a small team, you don't have millions to back you up, you need to have a strong driver, a strong why. For various reasons. Well, first and foremost, only if you have something that you burn for, will you put in whatever it takes to make that a success. So think of many stories, you might have heard that before, when people tell you, either you meet them in person or you see them on TV, and they share their story of what they didn't like, which problem they identified, and then what they did to change all of that. So a simple example, the guy that came into the McDonald's, he met the brothers and said, well, this is not all structured, this is not logical. Basically all you do is fry hamburgers, and when you put a process of how and when and why you flip the burgers, then you can make millions out of this. And this desire to change something, to improve something, has then now built a million enterprise corporation that is all known all over the world. And not just for yourself, not just for presenting yourself, also if you meet people, and you meet various people, and you pitch to them all the time, it can be, a potential partner that you work with, a customer you might want to convince of your product. Why should they buy your hamburgers and not the one from Wendy's or Burger King? And also talking about finances, so finding sponsors, people that support your idea with money or with guidance. If you cannot stand in front of the crowd and say, well, this is my why, this is how I find it, and if you cannot, transfer this to the other people, that they also think this is, a really need, and luckily that person found this why, and the idea rocks, then it's a really, really tough thing to do. I'm not saying you shouldn't become self-employed if you do not have an exact defined why. There's always room for, changes. Also, sometimes it depends on whether you meet the right people. Sometimes it's just good for you to get out there and say, well, I'm in the corporate world, but I do have an idea, I don't know exactly why, but let's say it involves food, restaurants, whatever. I just have the feeling that in some certain areas it's not really up to scratch. And maybe this is also a driver. Whatever you do, whatever you want to do, you need a why, and the finer, the clearer defined, the better. And if you know it's out there, just keep looking for it. Ask people, ask your friends what you're good about, and just listen for their honest feedback and develop your why. And I hope we meet someday and you can actually share your why with us.